Bitty bitty bop. Funky, funky. Bitty bitty bop. Funky, funky. That's still stuck in my head since I was 10 years old. That is from a song that I liked that came out when I believe I was in 5th grade. U3, I believe, is the name of the rap group. The song is called Cantaloupe. No one knows why. Hell of a horn section, though. Hell of a horn section, and I love a good horn. A trumpet, mainly the sax. Love it. If I could go back in time to when I was a kid, there are 2 things I would demand that my parents put me in, and that is saxophone lessons and clogging. Those are the 2 things. Clogging is such a forgotten art. It's a lost art. You know who I saw clogging on a commercial recently? Goggins, whatever his first name is, the guy that's all over the place. Righteous Gemstones, The White Lotus, which I will never watch because that show creeps me out, and it's written by the guy that wrote School of Rock, and everything about him just creeps me out. The way that he talks, the way that he looks, the things that he writes. Not a fan. But when I saw Goggins clogging, I was like, of course that man could clog. His parents knew what they were doing. They were like, you got to learn. Just imagine if you could just wear just shoes that just clapped the earth, and you just sounded like a little pony, and you could just turn it on like that, just clog into a room, just capture the attention of all. Makes me want to clog right now, even though I'm driving. I don't know. I might bust out and just trying to clog my feet, just hitting the brake and the gas vigorously with both feet, causing a horrific accident on this highway. And the authorities will be like, was he on his phone? And they will say, no. All evidence points to he was clogging. And that's what caused these mass casualties on this highway under this hot, hot sun. It's 100 degrees, man. It's 91, heat index over 100 for sure. I got to go run for an hour. Oh, man, there was a cop, and he's flying. Ooh, you hear that? That's me on the side trying to get away out of that cop's. I mean, he was going like he was on the way to an accident. It was probably from someone clogging up a storm. Be cool, though. It would be cool. Yeah, dude, I got to go run. It made me, I was thinking about this video today that I saw of David Goggins. Goggins, the man himself. In this video, he said that he does not run less than 12 miles a day. Every morning he wakes up and he runs no less than 12 miles, which is absolutely insane. I mean, I admire it. I think it's incredible. I don't know if I would ever... I don't desire to get to that point, because I just don't also want to look like a weird alien that's come to Earth to date Joe Rogan, because I feel like that is what David Goggins, in this video at least, his head was so shaved, so bald, and his face so tight and so thin, he looked like a weird alien, because his cheeks and everything were so just, they were sunken, you know? I mean, you could tell he exercised. It wasn't like Gandhi over there on some sort of hunger fast. But so then his big old like head, his shaved dome, he looked like an alien. I'm like, no. You've taken it too far, Goggins. You've taken it too far. Love your book, though. Love that you record all the comments that people leave on the internets, and you record yourself reading them and then blast them through your house and just absorb all their hate and turn it into your fuel that you need every day to run no less than 12 miles. Big fan. Your head's a little bit weird now, though. If you look at a side-by-side of that man before he started his fitness journey of punishing his body and running on broken bones and knees and feet, it is a remarkable thing. It is a remarkable thing to behold. And that is the truth. So I was also thinking about how comedian Nick Allen, he called me not too long ago. I answer the phone and he just starts right off into it. He goes, dude, you want to go to the gathering of the Juggalos with me? I'm thinking about it because either the gathering is it's happening still, or it just happened, or it's going on currently. I know that it was in August. And he called me and he was like, you want to go to the gathering of the Juggalos? I'm like, what are you even talking about? And he goes, dude, I just went to their concert and they're just the Juggalos. They're misunderstood. That's what he said to me. He said the Juggalos are just misunderstood. They're like a family. They're like a family. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like a Manson family. That's what they are. They sucked him in, though. And then when he said the gathering of the Juggalos, I thought it was maybe like a meeting at a park here in town where all the Juggalos, all the, the Nebraska-born Juggalos get together and maybe have some KFC and some coleslaw. But no, he wanted to travel. It was like in Ohio or Indiana. I don't know. It was somewhere to where I was like, what? I'm like, you want to travel to this event? He's like, yeah, dude, and we can make a movie about it, documentary. I'm like, what? This is moving too fast. Too fast. Went to just going to the gathering of the Juggalos to making a Netflix documentary about their debauched ways. I'm like, no. He's like, dude, there'll be just people out there, just not even wearing clothes. I'm like, that is not appealing to me at all, sir. You sweaty, fat bodies underneath the sun with horrible tattoos of people with hatchets. I'm sure they're nice people, but Nick, you snapped. You did. You're definitely in your midlife crisis where you wanted us both to abandon our families for a week and take a road trip to gathering of the Juggalos. That is a young man's game, sir. We'd probably become full-on Juggalos. We'd probably get initiated in. We come home with tattoos on our necks of the little man holding the hatchet, with face paint. They're just too evil of a band for me. Their music is insane. It's all about magic and murder and clowns and shit. Too weird, man. Too weird. Not a fan. I'll tell you what I am a fan of, though. Went last night, saw the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The OG, the original, the one with the Jim Henson puppets. Saw it in the movie theater last night, dude. I saw that when it came out, when I was a kid, when I was like 8. I remember when it came out, or when I went and saw it, when I came out of the theater, when it was over, I was doing karate in the hallways. Straight up just high kicks, low kicks, jabs, uppercuts. I was doing it all. And I was too last night. Except no one thought it was cute, and they totally thought that I was disabled mentally. But it doesn't matter. Dude, it was good, man. It was good. It's a very dark film. I like it. It's very dark. It has just has like a lot of the the lighting, very similar to how Rocky is too. Because I've been watching the Rockies with my son. We watch Rocky 4, Rocky 3, and they always have like these conversations in the dark with just a little bit of light on their face, you know, talking about the eye of the tiger and such. And that's how this was. So then I started thinking, I'm like, dude, this movie, it's kind of like it's in the theater, dude. I'll tell you the coolest part of the film, it was really, really cool, is when Shredder first makes his entrance and he's walking into this, you know, giant room, and all of his lost boys are just all around up on the balcony, and, you know, he's got all these kids from broken homes, and he's piled them with cigarettes and video games and whatever else that they desire, junk food, you know, whatever it takes to win their hearts and minds. And he comes in the music, it was like, it was so incredible. That scene, it was like probably a 3-minute scene of him walking in just this sequence, bedazzled, like ill-fitted aerobics attire with incredible shoulder pads that would make any 80s housewife jelly. And he just comes in, and the music was like, it was really, really cool. It was like a serious film. Like at that point in time, you forgot that, you know, he was fighting mutated turtles. Like he was going to go to war with mutated turtles. And you thought that maybe the movie was actually grounded in a little bit of reality. And then, so he walks in, and then he stops and he looks around at all of the lost boys that he has, that he's turning into the Foot Clan. And he turns his head one way, and then the blade in the middle of his helmet, the light just like goes all the way up it and all the way down. He turns to the other side, it does the same thing. It was cool, man. It was a very cool scene. And then he gives this speech, and then he's like, and we will get those turtles. And I'm like, oh yeah, this movie is not in reality at all. I forgot he's going to war against a rat and turtles, which is awesome. I mean, of course it is. They're probably the best superheroes that there are. They probably beat out everything else. And but it's filmed so dark, and everyone in the movie, like when you see it in the theater, you can kind of notice it when you just watch it on TV. Everyone is so sweaty. So I don't know if they filmed a majority of this movie like in locations where there wasn't like air conditioning, and it was just like hot, stale, like motionless air. But dude, they are so sweaty. And it is just dark, and then you have the rat and the turtles and everything else. It was like a fever dream, dude. It was like I was in a fever dream all of a sudden, like hallucinating these mutant turtles and Shredder. But it was awesome. It was one of the first movies that I really watched with my son where he could have some indication of what was going on. And yeah, it was dope. That, and then the Shredder with the sequence, you know, that outfit from that one, that was like the first like action figure we ever bought him. He wanted it. He wanted nothing but a Shredder for his birthday, which I was like, he doesn't want the good guys, he wants the bad guys. We got to keep our eye on this kid. But all right, so that was good. It was a good time. I was jamming out to I've been listening to some Janis Joplin, dude. The pipes on that woman. I really just been listening through her albums, and man, such amazing vocals, interesting vocals. And I have this theory, and it's just a quick one, and I'll leave it at this. And maybe you would agree with me, maybe you don't, but I think that Axl Rose, like, because I was listening to Guns N' Roses recently too, before I was listening to Janis Joplin. And I'm like, dude, this guy, such a incredible, interesting voice. And then I'm listening to Janis Joplin, and dude, I think that Axl Rose developed his singing style by mimicking Janis Joplin until he came in to his very own. That is my theory. There were a lot of instances when I was listening through one of her albums where I was like, man, I could see this kind of reminds me of old Axl's, you know, knees. I can't even do that justice. I wish I could. That's how I would always say, you know, I'd be like, give me a coffee, That's what I would do when I go to Scooter's Starbucks. But I don't know. That's my theory. I'm sticking to it. Someone find old Axl, ask him, you know, send him a message, make a video about it on YouTube. Whatever it is. Speaking of movies, I also just watched The Accountant 2 recently. Love The Accountant, the first one. I don't think that there's a better role that Ben Affleck plays than an autistic man. I don't know what that says about him, but you know, I do. I enjoy Ben Affleck movies. I do. And I think that it is absolutely amazing. Like, if Ben Affleck can have a career after making reindeer games, anything is possible. Anything is possible. You can do anything you want in this world. If Ben Affleck can have the kind of career he's had after making reindeer games, the sky's the limit. The sky is the limit. But Accountant 2 is like another story. Accountant 2 was cool, but then I'm like, they're going to make a ton of them. Okay? Because he's kind of like, you know, he's kind of transitioning from, because now he's, you know, Ben Affleck's older now, so the character's obviously older. So he's kind of transitioning from like a guy boots on in the field type to building an army of autistic people. He's like the autistic Batman in that movie. He's got the autistic kids held up in his little special school for the autistic people, and they're just doing really, you know, they're doing fast things on the computer, and he's got a whole system. He's got a whole system with these folks. And then I'm like, dude, a lot of people must have autism. It must be really high now that they're making, like, think about how many movies are made nowadays, and most movies don't even go to the theater anymore. Very few. Marvel movies, DC movies, and then, you know, here and there in between. But they put an autism movie in there, and it's like they're making movies for an autistic audience, and they have superpowers. And not only that, but the movies actually make you want to have autism. They make you want it. Be like, maybe my life would be going better and I would be more successful if I had autism. I mean, I almost left there and just went and got all the COVID vaccines, all the boosters, all of them all at once. Throw in like some flu shots, some, you know, maybe a couple dozen polio vaccinations. Vaccinate maybe all the vaccinations they give you when you go to Africa. All of them. Like, I almost just took them all. Like, let's see what we can do. It's almost like, you know, Peter Parker, he got bit by a spider, became Spider-Man. But, like, the real superpowers, all you really have to do is get vaccinated. And you can work for Ben Affleck, taking down criminals. Yeah, I even had like, you know, I know people with autism. I thought about too, like, all right, well, you know, how could I get some of their abilities? Maybe get some of their blood and and then transfuse it into my body. I don't know if autism is transmitted through blood like AIDS, but I don't know, just a thought. It's crazy when you go see a movie and you come out and you're like, oh, if only I had autism, my life would be better. Still like the movies though. I guess we're on a movie kick, so we're just going to go down it. We're going to go down it because I really hate Star Wars. I do. I hate the originals. I hate them all. I hate all the new ones. I mean, it is a cinematic abomination, in my opinion. It really is. Even cute Yoda, I'd kill him. I'd kill all those aliens. They need to die. They can't be trusted, just like E.T. And now they're going to make them without finish. Like, I, for the rest of my life, have to just be succumbed to them promoting Star Wars movies. They're never gonna stop making them. And the Force, let's talk about the Force and its powers. The only power the Force has is turning men into adult weirdos who think space is cool. And I know that people are very, very protective of their Star Wars. They love it. I know. I've done many shows while I will go on tangents about the movie Star Wars. And after the show, people will be like, yeah, but you like Return of the Jedi, right? Like, they have to know that, like, I at least like that one. And I have to tell them, no, I don't like Return of the Jedi. And I hate the one, whatever, The Last Jedi, whatever the one where Luke, I've tried to give them a try. I've tried, okay? I went to the one in the theater with Luke where he's living on the island, whatever it is, The Return of the Jedi. I don't know. There's so many. I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. But he's living there on the island, and then the girl goes to see him, and he's all, like hunkered down and all that. And he's milking an alien, and then he like looks at the camera and he takes a drink and gives a thumbs up like it's a damn Mentos commercial. I left the theater, walked across the hall, went and saw Jumanji with The Rock. And I thought that was a cinematic masterpiece compared to Star Wars. I was like, this is one of the best movies. Since I was just in the worst movie I had ever seen, and I went over to that, it kind of altered my perception, and I thought it was the best movie I'd ever seen. I'm like, this is going to win all the Oscars. This is going to win like 20 Oscars. I mean, The Rock his range is simply incredible. I cried because it was so good. And that's how you know. I was comedian Marc Maron. He's been out and about doing a lot of interviews on podcasts because he's ending his fantastic podcast WTF. And I've always had like mixed feelings about Marc Maron. I've never met him, unfortunately. I would love to. I think that he's just OG true stand-up. And just listening to, just what he thinks about the art and staying pure to it and what it really is, I've decided that I will call him from now on Great Grandpa Standup. That's it. That's the name that I've given him when I refer to him. And I'll be like, yeah, I was listening to Great Grandpa Standup. Wait, I gotta try saying that again. It's kind of a tongue twister. Yeah, I was listening to Great Grandpa Standup. I might make some modifications to that name, but for right now, it's Great Grandpa Standup. Nah, I might keep it. I don't know. Saying it over and over again is kind of screwing with my mind. I'm really not a fan of AI. Oh gosh, I don't know. We're just screwed, dude. Like ChatGPT music, like their music thing that can just make any song and you can't tell that it's AI is just wild to me, man. I don't even know what that's going to hold for the future, but just the fact that anyone can put together any kind of song with just writing prompts blows my mind. And then I mean, they're already trying to sell us like by just using AI people. You know how many ads I'm seeing recently of a shirtless, ripped AI Chinese man coming on before my YouTube videos telling me that I only need to do Tai Chi for 7 minutes a day, and that if I do Tai Chi for 7 minutes a day, that I will too one day become a ripped AI Chinese man. And I'm seeing static ads about it too. Static ads with just a picture of the AI ripped Chinese man saying, "Learn the ancient art of Tai Chi." Dude, you ain't getting nothing for 7 minutes a day. You are not getting a six-pack. Nothing is happening to you. I guarantee that. You run 30 miles a week. Dude, it takes a while for your body to transform and anything happen to you. You ain't doing 7-minute waving your arms in the air and breathing and becoming ripped. This is nonsense, man. Absolute nonsense. I think I pretty much covered everything that I wanted to talk about today. Oh, I did have this one note. There's nothing really to expound on. I just thought that America's motto was go big and go home, and now Americas are so big they can't leave their home because the door isn't wide enough. And that's it. That's how I'm gonna end today's show. So have a good one.